Hello everyone, I hope that you have enjoyed today. I'd like to start today off with a small activity. I've got 15 mystery tubes and you should all get a chance to play with one. So whilst you've got them and when you're pulling on the strings, please think about how it's been made and the mechanics of it all. Yeah, it's fine, just pull on the strings and see what happens. If you've seen this before, don't spill the beans, and hopefully there are a lot of thoughts and questions going through your minds right now. You can discuss it with each other as well. So, if you're anything like me, you've probably tried to solve the mystery out yourself. However, before I reveal the answer, there are a few things I want you to know. You have just witnessed and demonstrated firsthand what curiosity is. Now that we've established that you're all capable of doing so, here is what's next. The great wonders of curiosity. Whenever you see or hear the word curiosity, what goes through your head? For me, it's why, what, when, where, and how. But beyond that, I think about finding the answers to my question, and that's what it's all about. So, many of you have probably heard of the phrase, curiosity killed the cat, essentially meaning that whenever you are being inquisitive and asking different questions, it can lead to trouble. However, I'm here to tell you today that this isn't all true, and here's why. Many things can lead you to trouble, so don't let this stop you from being curious, because there are many benefits of curiosity. For example, making your brain happy, helping to improve learning and memory, curing biases, and breaking bad habits. So, research shows that curiosity does in fact make our brain happy. Curiosity is a type of intrinsic motivation. It is a behavior driven by internal rewards. Research shows that when we are curious, there is an increase in the activity in our brain's reward system. This thrives on dopamine, a neurotransmitter responsible for the motivational component of the reward system. The dopamine reinforces the connections between the nucleus accumbens, the hippocampus, and the amygdala. These areas all play a role in the reward system and are at the core of memory. So, looking at how it improves learning and memory, well, when we're curious, we are more likely to remember incidental information. For example, if someone was speaking to me about psychology, which I really like, and they happen to mention that they're going to be having a hot chocolate later, I'm more likely to remember that piece of information better because it's surrounded by something I'm interested in. So, taking a look at how it cures biases, well, take a look at religion. Whenever there is a negative activity, most people will generalize that negative activity to the whole religion. They'll associate it to all members of the religion. However, if we were to just take a step back and educate ourselves, we would then eradicate any negative biases we may have. This is also relevant for breaking bad habits. For example, if a smoker is trying to quit smoking and they get the urge or temptation to smoke, they simply have to step back, ask themselves why they want to do so, and remind themselves of the negative and positives of doing so. By doing this, they're reminding themselves of their ultimate goal, and this is for leading a healthier life. So by doing this, it doesn't break the habit, but it does help in the process of breaking a bad habit. Curiosity also encourages a growth mindset, a term coined by a professional psychologist, Carol Dweck. A growth mindset and curiosity can lead you to become a successful individual. A growth mindset is a belief that you're in control of your ability and able to be inquisitive and use answers to your advantage. So, has anyone heard of the term neuroplasticity? I didn't know about it before until I studied psychology. Essentially, it means that your brain grows. So much like a muscle, when you challenge yourself and ask different questions, it uses different pathways in your brain. This means that your brain then grows. And like a muscle, if you don't challenge yourself, you're not using your brain as often, and therefore it also shrinks. So, curiosity is at the foundation of our learning. Without it, there would be no scientific progress, and there wouldn't be the self-driving cars that we have today. Moreover, there also wouldn't be any artistic development, and you wouldn't be seeing this on the screen today. So, today has been inspired by my passion for curiosity. I can vouch for the fact that it has rewarded me. I've become a successful student, a successful employee, and it has also helped my personal growth. I know myself better, and I know how to improve. However, humans aren't the only ones that are capable of being curious. Let's take a look at the dog, for example, a Springer Spaniel. They're very curious and intelligent dogs. They're even used as sniffer dogs for the police force. They have very curious noses that can help them find out what something is. This can either lead to satisfying their curiosity or learning from a mistake. Another good example is a crow. They have very advanced solving capabilities and are able to use tools around them and trial and error to find a solution to what their problem is. And the next video will show this. So there is a tube and a bucket inside, and he's got a straight piece of wire, and he's trying to take it out. He then realizes that he can't take it out with a straight piece of wire, so just watch what he does. He wraps it around the tube and creates a hook. And then he pulls it out the tube. So, this then leads us to think about how curiosity has always been a part of life on Earth. Our ancestors have had to be curious in order for us to be here today with the resources that we have. This is evident in the tools that they created. For example, cooking utensils, weapons, and creating fire from natural tools. Despite lack of communication and language, they were still able to do this. So if you did play around with the mystery tubes, this is how it's made. So inside, there are two strings that cross over in the middle with a ring. So whenever you pull on one side, it will either pull either or the other strings on the other side. So going back to the phrase that I mentioned earlier, curiosity killed the cat, not many people know that the other half of it is satisfaction brought it back. You can think of it this way, curiosity thrilled the cat. So what I want you guys to go home with today is that voice in your head that asks why or how. So whenever you're met with anything boring or mundane, just ask yourself why or how this has been made, and be curious, because you never know what you might find out, and it could be really interesting. Thank you.